Good.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. You're tuned into the TCSF podcast with Big Z. We got JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football in the house. We got Ivan from the Tape Never Lies Network. Let me take that thing off your face over there. Yeah. And we got Stevie B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast. Welcome back. He wasn't he was a little lost. He was supposed to be with us on Sunday, but you're back.
Yeah, I had some prior commitments, and then the weather didn't help make that judgment. So, yeah.
Getting drunk isn't a prior commitment, dude.
No, it's definitely not. I apologize for that.
This is episode 270. We're calling it the Bear Down, 4 straight wins. Again, we're fired up and ready to get into what makes Chicago great, our Chicago sports teams. Remember to go to 606media.com, your ultimate source for all things Chicago. We have all the podcasts housed there through YouTube. You can do the audio version as well. You can also check out our merch. We got a For the Love of Sports line, and we have our Chicago Pride line. We also have No Water in the Weekend merch as well on there. So definitely go check out 606 Media for your ultimate, place to your hub for everything.
I would like to say this. If you go to one of our events, there's exclusive merch there that is not online. So you should be sure to come and visit, check us out, hang out with us idiots, or mostly me, the idiot, but and hang out with us. And Big Z will buy you guys drinks and whatnot.
Whoa.
What about buying us some drinks? Buying us some shots.
Yeah, the 4 for 4 right here. It is that's who's getting the shots and the drinks. Everyone else can buy their own. They got money. Definitely go over there and buy some merch. Also, when you come over right now, we are at Output in Berwyn, 3250 Grove Avenue. Definitely check us out this coming Sunday for the Ravens game, the Bears-Ravens game. Hopefully Steve Edwards can join us this week. That's the plan. And, he'll be on right after we finish our show on The Tape Never Lies with Ivan and Steve Edwards. So once you're done with us, switch over to their channel and give them a watch. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or X, or what is it? Twitch. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Smash and subscribe. Yeah.
There it is.
I was thinking if there was other channels that we forgot to name.
No, I haven't done the Instagram because it's such a pain in the ass. You got to sign in and then open your Instagram and give yourself a code, and the code expires after so much. You can't preset it ahead of time like the rest of the channel. So I just stopped doing that. That's all right. I'll put all the clips on there anyways. Again, and if you're already at 66 Media or you're already on your Spotify app, go ahead and check out the rest of the shows. We got Impossible Kid with myself, Big Z, deep dive into fascinating life stories with engaging discussions, insightful interviews, and plenty of humor. We also have the No Water on the Weekend with Steven and Sean. Did you guys get a chance to record this week?
We are doing it tomorrow. Sean was jet lagged this weekend. Again, I was doing stuff over the weekend. So Friday we tried.
I'm bowling tomorrow. I wanted to be on, man. I wanted to be on.
Yeah.
So do it on your birthday.
Well, that could be another episode. We're covering this week, so we might do one on that day.
I gotta jump off real quick. My bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we'll end up doing that, and we'll see how that goes for Friday. Or we'll probably do it on Saturday, and stuff like that. So gonna have a lot of drinks, gonna have a lot of booze. A lot of cigarettes that are going to be in the corner for free. So,
wow. Look at you being a great host.
Yeah. I don't host parties all the time, but when I do, they're fantastic. You're going to leave here with a buzz. I guarantee it.
You're going to be selling merch at your own birthday.
Hell yeah.
That'll be awesome. Hey, that's a great time to hit up your friends.
Yeah. You get them all in one room. It's like when you're selling a Tupperware party,
You can't beat that. Yeah. So definitely check out No Water on the Weekend. This Tuesday, they'll be live. They'll be on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know what time we're doing. I will make a post. So if you follow us on social media, on No War on the Weekend, or you find me on TikTok. It'll be posted on what time we're going to do that. So,
Okay, sounds great. All right, let's wrap in. Get ready for an unforgettable ride through the best of Chicago sports culture and beyond. Let's get started. The Chicago Bears with a beautiful victory at Soldier Field. It was a wet and rainy start to the morning. What was this?
Sunday.
Yeah. No, I was just looking at the chat. That was a private chat. Yeah, so it was a great win. Definitely it was fun. It was really fun to watch, and it was at the beginning where they were moving the ball. You saw Monangai get some carries. You saw Swift actually hit the holes and hit the holes hard. On offense, I think the running game had a breakout game. On defense, it was a 4-for-4. You had 4 sacks, 4 turnovers that ended up in our 4th win. We held them to 44 rushing yards, even though I killed a parlay of mine because I had Alvin Kamara for 50. But I'll take a Bears win over a little bit of chump change there. But Caleb struggled. He had that 1 interception. I think he was throwing to Rome. He was literally staring him down. Only had 172 passing yards, no touchdowns. Again, 1 interception. And their red zone conversion rate is pretty bad right now. 6 trips, 2 TDs.
Yeah, it's not that great.
No, it's definitely not. So right now, I feel like the defense, Dennis Allen, that's why he got the game ball, because he literally schemed it up perfectly where he was able to neutralize was it Rattler, or what was his name? JC?
Spencer Rattler. Yep.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler. And to be honest with you, that game should have been a blowout. That game should have been a 55-14 at max. But they scored at the end of the half because they were playing very soft cover 2. And then when they came out after halftime, they got the ball back and they just threw it down the field. Again, the Bears were in a cover 2 format just because they felt like the lead was enough. And obviously it wasn't. So Stevie B, you got to watch the game, right?
I did, but I do want to point out the defense. 8 interceptions, 10 sacks, 19 points allowed, 11 for 37 on third down conversions, which comes down to 27.7 rate. And no 100-yard receivers allowed in the last 4 games. So I think last time we were at the output, it's defense has to step up, and every single week they get a little bit better. So
Ivan, you were going crazy. I know you're a mad, and I'm already used to it when you are with me at these events, and you bleed.
I got to remember there's kids.
Yeah, I kept reminding you, giving nudging you because we had like.
But for me, if you bring the kids to the bar, man, like that's on you. What's up, Beto?
What's up, Beto?
Why was he doing? He was saying vulgar words.
You're surprised?
No, I'm never surprised, but I want to know what words he used. I'm just kidding. We can't do that now.
Just think about it. Yeah, just
It was very
use
colorful.
your imagination. But no,
did you wear those?
Of course I wore.
Yeah, his Crocs. I love those things.
Oh, so do I.
They're
But
sexy.
I was disappointed in a couple aspects, right? That drive at the end for the end of the half for the defense, it really kind of upset me because you have this team on the ropes, and like if you want to take another step as a football team or in particular as a defense, putting them out in the first half should have been right. Like that team was ready to be put to sleep, sent back on the bus back to New Orleans, and that'll be that. But they played a little soft. Like they did gamble a little bit in that last drive, but after that they played real soft, and they just got beat up. Like they tried to blitz that Jaquan Brisker. Stevenson got ate up over the top by Olave, and then you kind of saw them soft right after that, like in the red zone. It disappointed me. I wanted them to play aggressive, a little more aggressive towards the end of that drive, and they didn't do that, and they gave up the points. The bigger disappointment was the offense, in particular, the passing offense. They all have – everything has to be better. Caleb, the receivers, everything needs to be better. We could point at and speculate on what went wrong but let's just put it as this. There were mistakes that shouldn't have been made and that need to be corrected. Missed passes by Caleb, not taking the yards on the run when he should have. drop balls by your number, your 10th overall pick, a top 10 pick, a drop ball that should have been, right? With many misses that Caleb had, there was one deep down the middle to Rome that would have set them up immediately in field goal position that was dropped between his hands. And I don't care if you have a corner on you. You're going to have that in the NFL. You are a top 10 pick. Make the catch.
Here's the thing: is that he was what, top 4 in the NFL last year,
right,
with contested balls thrown at him. So now he's like in the 70s. So that's a huge drop off, and it could be part of it that they're game playing against him now. They kind of know his tendencies, but at the same time, we've seen a lot of those passes hit a lot of those guys in the hands, and so while Caleb didn't have a great game, he also wasn't helped by his receivers who kept dropping the ball. Ozzy dropped a couple. Rome would drop a couple. Right. The tight ends couldn't catch anything.
And that's why I said, like, it's everything. It was the entire operation as far as the passing game was concerned. It was subpar at best. Now, but with the bright spot with that running game, you were able to balance yourself out with the defense playing on fire. You found a way to win the game. But that needs to be corrected. If you're going to be better teams in the league moving forward, you need to be clean in the passing game.
Was it raining really hard in the first quarter? No, it wasn't? Okay, it stopped. Okay.
No. It stopped at the beginning of the game out west, but
because I got to the second quarter, so I missed the first one. So I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about it. We played Washington the week before. We had 3 turnovers with Washington, walked away with field goals. This week we had 4 turnovers. Again, this should have been a blowout game. Mm-hmm. We are not converting our turnovers into scores.
Yes.
And that is a major problem right now. I don't know. Like, yes, our running game is doing fantastic. DeAndre Swift, 19 for 124 and a touchdown. Kyle Monangai, 13 for 81 and a touchdown. I mean, you can't complain about, the offense putting up 222 rushing yards on 40 carries. Can't complain about that very much at all, right? However, when you go look at the passing game, it's atrocious. I mean, 3 catches, 2 catches, 3 catches, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. I mean, and that's the way it's been pretty much all season so far, that, we do not have any players really getting 6 catches, 8 catches, a game.
Lack of consistency. Flat out.
Yeah. And again, don't get me wrong. We have complained about Chicago, is always a run team. And, we were worried about this, the first couple weeks where, DeAndre Swift was running for 34 yards, 50 yards at max, per game. Now all of a sudden he's taken off and he's running for 100 yards the past two weeks. But the passing game is looking atrocious, And again, with the talent on that side of the ball, DJ Moore, Rome, Loveland, Komet, Burden, I mean, to only have 172 passing yards. And again, I understand we are focusing on the run game because it has been phenomenal the past 2 weeks. And I'm happy for that. But at the same time, you have to play complementary football at some point against these teams that are going to be coming up. And it's not looking very good. Like, if a team shuts down our run game, like from what I've been seeing in the past game, like it's not looking very good right now. So, I hope that, we continue to improve, that the offense continues to make strides, because, now that Edwards and Edmonds and all these guys are back, the defense is playing lights out right now. But let's not sugarcoat it either. The Saints are not, a top 500 team. Right. They are a struggling team. They are 1-6. So let's not act like they are a team that's going to crush anyone.
But I think to your point, though, JC, is like, and that is it. They're not world beaters, but like you said, this should have been a blowout because this team is beneath you, like not, at a level that they're not as talented as you. Their quarterback isn't better, clearly. Even, he could make some throws, but he looks like needs a lot of work, or maybe some better coaching, and definitely a better offensive line. But again, like that's what I want. I want to see you put these bad teams away, because if you're not able to put these bad teams away, I feel like your mistakes against them will come back to haunt you if you don't correct them against the better teams in the league.
If you want to look at it, what's going to happen if you don't correct these mistakes, just look at the Lions game. Just look at the Lions game where we got our doors blown wide open. You've got to take advantage when you're taking away the ball. You're getting these turnovers. You've got to capitalize. 4 turnovers. Let's say you get 3 touchdowns. That's 21 points. That means they only score one of those touchdowns, right? So it would have been 7. We went what 47, 7-47. It would have been a completely different game, right? And that's what we're looking at. We should be whooping on these guys as far as these lower level teams. Now our schedule's going to get a lot more difficult when it comes to what they got to do. And now they got to play the Ravens. Now they got to play, the Cincinnati Bengals, who now have Joe Flacco saving them. Then you have the New York Giants, who just lost to, who they lose to? Was it Arizona?
No, Denver.
Denver's an upcoming team. Thank God we're not playing them.
Thank you, Denver Broncos.
Right, and then we go back to playing the division. We got the Vikings, then we're playing the Steelers again. Yeah.
I think it's been 2 years since we played them.
Oh, okay. It feels like we just played them. Yeah, so we got the Steelers, and then the Eagles, and then the Packers, the Browns. Okay, that's the Browns, but the Packers, and then the Niners, and then you finish up with the Lions. So it's not going to get easier. This was your layup game, in my view. But everything that me and Ivan were talking about in the pre-half and post-game show was, can you run the ball? Can you dictate the time of possession? Can you stop the run, which they did? 41 yards, 44 yards allowed. That's magnificent. Takeaways.
The both sides of the running game, right? Offensive, defense, just very impressive. They talked about it, how they work on it every week, how it's been, shoved down their throats to get this running game going. And I have to credit Ben Johnson, because when we talk about young head coaches, the one thing that they always stray away from, and this is a Bill Parcells thought, right? Running, they never run. They say they're going to run the football, but they don't make it a point to run the football and get the running game going. And that is something Ben Johnson has done. And that makes me feel a lot better, because when you get the running game going, everything else works off of it. And that's somewhere I feel like the Bears, when you talk about complementary football, JC, that's where you get it. It starts with the foundation, the offensive and defensive lines. It starts with the ground game, the rushing attack, stopping the run. And then after that, you can work off of it on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I saw something today. Thuney is actually rated the #1 guard in the NFL right now with PFF at 83%. So again, I mean, we've made the strides. Don't ask me where Jonah Jackson's at, because they didn't talk about him. But we're making strides. We've made some adjustments on the offensive line. Braxton Jones has not been starting as far as I am aware. We've Darnell Wright had, last week against Washington, had that fantastic downfield close off block to get the final yardage on that shovel pass for Swift. So, I mean, little things that week by week we are seeing the offensive line do much better than, last year. And they are starting to play as a more cohesive unit. And that's all we can ask is, we are what, 6 weeks, going to be 6 weeks into this, with a bye week, of Ben Johnson's tenure. And again, everybody says, he has a very complicated offense. It's going to take time to learn and progress, and for the team to gel and everybody getting moving in the same direction.
And I think
So
when the quarterback in particular, like you said, you're learning it when you start getting really familiar, right? A year in, 2 years in, you start adding stuff. Then you start knowing where guys are going to be, right? And not just, okay, like I'm learning on the fly. Yeah, he's supposed to be there. I'm missing it. No, you're going to know exactly where he needs to be, or at least you should, if you're going to be the quarterback and leader of this team. As the years go on, as you continue to add to the playbook and grow it, you will start to know this guy's going to be exactly here. Boom, this is going to be open after you start learning defenses more and more. It's just a matter of time. Did Caleb have a good game? Fuck no. And I was the first one to tell you he did not have a good game. He should have been better. But also, he's the first one to tell you right after the game, hey man, I need to be better. It needs to be better. It needs to get cleaned up.
Yeah. And he took accountability for the exchanges as well, even though the center took accountability as well. But right now, what you're seeing is there's a lot of the cultures being built. Everyone's being held accountable, so they're holding themselves accountable on their individual performances. So you're seeing that. Again, that center quarterback relationship is got to be a tight and huge one, because it's every single offensive play. And if you're not in sync, you've seen what happened on offense where it's a false start. Whether it was Caleb, whether it was the center, it doesn't matter. That has to be a cohesive unit right there, because we've seen what our tight ends do. At least 1 to 2 penalties every single game on a false start. I don't understand it. I even went off at the restaurant saying, you're right next to the effing center. What is your damn problem being offside? You're looking at the ball.
It hasn't necessarily been spread out wide. It's been majority of these false starts. The tight ends have been right next to the fucking line.
Right. So it's going to be cleaned up. Now, I know we've been kind of negative with what our expectation is, because we have high expectations with Ben Johnson. But if you're looking at progression, has there been progression from game 1 to game 2? Not really. They got blown out. But after that, Ben Johnson cleaned up a lot of these issues. The offensive line got moved around, and we're not complaining about the offensive line, because we got 200 yards rushing, which means they're pushing guys 5 yards forward.
I think Israel might be stuck on last week.
Who's stuck on last week?
Israel. Caleb played a flawless game yesterday?
Oh, no, that's just sarcasm.
Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't know. You can't really tell sarcasm through. But, I mean, yeah, that threw me off for a second.
Yeah, he is going to watch the film, and he knows that he messed up on a lot of those throws where it hit a lot of those guys in their hands, they should have caught the ball. As an NFL wide receiver who has very sticky gloves, those gloves are super sticky. You should have been in catch those footballs. The tight ends need to do better. Your receivers need to do better.
The center snap exchange, you forgot to mention that. That's what
I was talking
interesting yesterday.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, initially you had wet conditions, right? But the one at the goal line, it was so frustrating, because all you had to do was get the ball to Caleb and he's handed the ball off. But I guess Dahlman thought he false started and held on to the ball. It was a weird. It was
a center sneak.
Yeah, the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it was a bear push.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, again, and there's been progression, guys. There's been a lot of progression since that Lions game that we whooped on the Cowboys. That felt great. That one point win against the Raiders should have been better, but it's a win. The kicker showed up, was able to do that with Cairo Santos. Then you had the Commanders game, your backup kicker. Like all these movements that are happening, and then once they happen, that Ben Johnson fixed it, then we're not having that issue. I mean, we're not complaining about the offensive line, right? We're not complaining that we don't have weapons on offense. We didn't know what Dennis Allen's defense was going to be. If he's just going to play, a lot of man where they got burned in the Lions game, or are they going to do more cover 2? There's been a bunch of adjustments with this coaching staff. Again, it's their first years with these guys, and I think there's progression going. So I am pretty excited to see what's going to happen against the Ravens.
Home run. Julio Rodriguez, 2-1 Mariners.
Yeah.
Full count.
There we go.
2-1.
There you go, Izzy. 2-1. There's everything. There's 2 football games going on. There's baseball going on. I'm pretty sure hockey's playing right now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, everything is going on. Best time of the year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, we don't play till Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And
that's right,
Wednesday
that's
the
right.
Bulls open up. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the other side of the break. All right, so let's look at the Ravens game. I think they had a bye this week, so you're looking at. Yeah, they did have a bye. Okay, great.
I believe
They're 1-5.
Lamar Jackson's finally going to be coming back from injury.
Right.
oh, terrific.
Yeah, but they're 1-5. How? Is it the Derrick Henry fumbling? Is it the
Defense,
the
offense,
defense? I don't know. I mean, they have
everything.
DeAndre Hopkins. They got Zay Flowers. They got Mark Andrews. I mean, they have a lot of weapons on offense.
I mean, Mark Andrews hasn't been doing that much. I think he averages like 1 or 2 catches, and
Yeah, he's
That's
falling
it.
off lately. He's
yeah,
falling.
yeah. I have him in fantasy football. He's definitely hurting me. So definitely hurting me.
I mean, at cornerback they got Jair Alexander. I mean, they've got some weapons. So I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to look
Lamar
at
Jackson's been out for a couple weeks now.
right. What was it? A hamstring or groin?
I think it was groin.
Hamstring.
Yes.
Yes,
Andrews.
Roquan has also been out with injury as well. And unfortunately, the Ravens, they're one of those teams where it's like, okay, they have a platoon of wide receivers, but they're not like top tier, top guy receivers. It's kind of like you look at the Packers, right? Like the Packers have like 4 wide receivers, but none of them are a Megatron or one of those Justin Jefferson or right now
Solid
like
receivers.
Yeah,
Receivers,
and
not
Bluto.
elite. Yeah.
It's they can win you games as a platoon, but they're not going to be like all pro by themselves.
And I don't want to get into predictions because it's still early, and I think we can do that in a pregame. When we're at Output this Sunday, we'll be there live at 11 a.m. We usually get there around 10:30, but we'll be there live at 11 a.m. So if you're in the area or just want to take a drive, we did have a couple fans show up late and said hi to us, and we had a good time. Thank you, Chuck, for coming through. That was awesome. Thank you for the shots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck was awesome.
Shit, I missed it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you
I
should.
know. I didn't know. I knew about it, but I didn't
You
know if I was
didn't
gonna.
know?
I know. I knew about the event, but I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. So that's where I
When
didn't
did you
know.
know? When did you know?
12 o'clock.
Which means you could have still driven over here for the halftime show.
Yeah, but once I start, I can't stop, man. So, and I'm messing with hard tools here.
Jesus, I gotta say.
You know.
I'm
started-
pretty sure I woke up Saturday to rain. So
Yeah, Saturday was rain. Yeah.
Lots of rain.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Cincinnati's good at best. Cincinnati looks a lot better with Joe Flacco, a quarterback that knows how to throw the ball to the number 1 receiver and just keep feeding him. He's not an idiot. All right.
I started him in fantasy.
I know you kicked my ass this week.
I know.
Yeah, you did. I'm proud of you, JC.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're never gonna hear those words again.
I'm proud of you, JC. Israel, when are the Bears playing in Puerto Rico? Probably never, because it's never going to happen. Because I'm not going to let it happen. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
What football stadium? What football stadium in Puerto Rico?
It's hurricane season.
I know.
Yeah,
No, you don't want to do that. That's why they go overseas to Europe and do those Euro
Fucking
games.
hot as shit.
Yeah, it's very tropical. No, it's not. It's like playing in Miami. No, it's not. This is not going to happen.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing to me, right? Is like we keep promoting all these games in like Mexico City and everything else, and then they're like, oh, like they want to get a team in London and everything, and it's like, how are you going to force teams to fly to London, like on a weird week?
It has to be. It has to be like after your bye,
right,
or before your bye. So you're or what? Yeah, after your bye. So you're traveling. You have that time to do that.
I would hate to do that. That's so
to
stupid.
me, like I don't understand what the NFL is doing Like, I mean, how about we focus? Like, how about we get some football teams in like Toronto and Vancouver and
I don't think we
you know,
can do Toronto because they have their own league,
but
the Canadian Football League.
I mean,
trust me, I'm sure there would still be a fan base, for the product. But it's
I can
one
see
of
that.
those where like Mexico City, I can understand because like okay, it's still in a time zone where like our players would still somewhat be used to the time zone. Where like I said, like you're gonna fly people from London 8 games to the States, and then like it just seems weird because like there's gonna be
It would almost be like
an
you have to
advantage
play
or a
half.
disadvantage for like half the games.
Yeah, it'll be like you'd have to play half. You have to fly half in the States, right? You just fly here, stay for half the games, and then you play half the games at home. That's the only way I would see it working, and it would have to be like 1 or 2 teams doing it because to have more than that, just the flying back and forth is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't see how it's ever going to work.
That is just murderous. I mean, again, I do like the Mexico City having their team because Mexico is a huge NFL fan base. They follow the Raiders, they follow the Chargers, they follow San Francisco, they follow Dallas. So you have a good contingency of NFL fans so that you could build something there, especially because they have the Estadio Azteca, which can hold up to 100,000 people. So I'm pretty sure the NFL would love to have that kind of look where the stadium is full to 100,000 people. So again,
really, because they don't seem to care. Because if they did, they would make Arlington more than 65,000.
That's just an asinine move. You should have it seat at minimum 70. Minimum 70. Yeah. All right, Israel.
I'm still making that argument that Soldier Field sits X amount, and we're only putting like an extra 3,000 seats. What are we doing?
And old Soldier Field used to hold what?
100.
Thank you. So again,
I understand you want corporate boxes, you want all this, you blah blah blah. But to me, it's like that open glass window in the end zone. Yeah, you can have an open glass window. That's great.
And then the sun's going to find the quarterback. Yeah.
You could still put about an extra 5,000 seats in that open space in the end zone.
I mean, is it going to be like the Cowboys Stadium where you can do a standing room only and you can stand in front of that glass and you can watch the game from that end zone, from that platform?
Because if that's the case, I'll buy the one all the way on top and just sit right there, stand right there the whole time,
and the whole game, right? Just make sure there's a mobile bar there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you build it, they will come. That's their idea. That's their idea.
Standing room only is great, but at the same time, like if you're not selling standing room tickets, then it's pointless.
They've got to do that because I know Dallas does that for sure.
Dallas just wants the money, and yeah.
Well, Scrooge McDuck, of course, he does want the money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, again, the funny thing was because I read an article where they said, for every extra 5,000 seats, like how much it is to build those seats, like it becomes cost productive, like counterproductive. Yes, and it's one of those where it's like, sorry, like you have a wide open end zone with a glass window. Like, tell me how it doesn't make sense to
in a city that gets 32 below zero.
You have the second level, but it stops at that window. So how does it not make sense to continue the seating through that part of the bowl? So don't sit there and tell me it's counterproductive and cost prohibitive.
No,
every time I see old Soldier Field, like it gives a vibe of like that. Like there's a presence there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely a 12th man type of presence. You know what I'm saying? But every time I go to the new Soldier Field, it just seems like we're missing something. We're missing a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like we're missing about 50,000 seats. So it's like I hope that they put what they say they're going to cap it at 60 something, or it's going to be the same.
I believe it's going to be like 65,000.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I think they should add a little bit more to it. And
hopefully they will readdress that in Because I know there's renderings and stuff like that, but that's not the final product.
No, it looks whack. That rendering looks exactly like the Minnesota one.
But here's my thing, right? Okay, you got a big ass, fantastic window. What skyline are you looking at? What are you looking at in Arlington Heights with that big ass window?
Well, I would say it
Poverty.
would either point west, or you would have two sides of it being glass, because like you could get that sunset shot out from the west, and then you could turn around and then I'm sure whatever shot that they have, they're going to try to get an angle where you could maybe see the city, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Maybe
It's too far.
Maybe if you go up top, if they have a top area, you could go ahead and see it. But
you know how, like, when you go to New York and you're on the tower and you're looking down with the binoculars, they're gonna put that in the corner with the glasses so you could see downtown. They're gonna charge $3 so you could see it.
I can
And
see
people will pay it. People will pay it.
People will do that. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah. Any final Bears notes before we take a quick break and come back with Madison on the Madhouse on Madison report?
I'm gonna go ahead and take off after this, but I would say this: as frustrating as the offense, was yesterday, they found a way to win the game. That's what we wanted. 4-2 this year is a lot different feeling from 4-2 last season.
Yep.
And if they could continue, if they take advantage of a Ravens team that's like a little limped, and they could maybe have a battle against Cincinnati. I see that being a coin flip now that they got Joe Flacco. I think that this team is still headed in the right direction, even with the struggles the offense had yesterday. Very proud of the defense. Dennis Allen deserved that game ball. He's been doing a great job. After that bye week, things have really, I think, flipped.
Yeah. JC?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I said at the beginning of the season that, realistically, going through the schedule, I think I picked the Bears to win 10 games, but I said realistically, if they can win 7 to 8 games, you should be happy with that. Like I said, we might be able to beat Baltimore because they're limping and Lamar Jackson's just coming back. Cincy with Joe Flacco looks pretty darn good right now. New York Giants, they're putting up 30 points a game pretty much since Dart and Scadaboo have come in. Minnesota is always a tough go. Then we go to Pittsburgh. We got, old man Rodgers, who has always had our ticket. Then we go to Philadelphia, who,
it's struggling now. It won't be struggling when we play them.
Right. And then you go to Green Bay, Cleveland. There's a possible chance there. San Francisco has been struggling, but still winning. So, like I said, it's a rough end to our season. So, we start playing some teams that are, above 500 from here on out. So, the New Orleans and the Vegases are done with. The Dallas was struggling, that's done with. Now we're starting to play teams that are, playoff worthy opponents here. And we'll see where things go. I think we are showing week to week strides, but it's going to be a rough go for the rest of, as far as I'm concerned, for the rest of the season.
All right, Stevie B.
I just want to say, we take one step at a time, each game a week. I think next week we'll have a bounce back. I think, we'll fix the mistakes that we've been saying every week. So I think we'll play tougher with tough teams, but we get a little relaxed when we play teams that are below us. So we'll see how this week goes.
All right. Ivan, thanks for jumping on. I will see you on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
All right. So thanks to Ivan from The Tape Never Lies. He's going to go do some other stuff and jump off. So when we come back from break, we're going to have the Madison, what is it? Madhouse on Madison report.
Yes.
I keep messing that up. And Stevie's B is going to tell us what's going on at the United Center. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/, or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise, show your pride, and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports. Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
To the True Chicago Sports Fan podcast with Big Z. We got Stevie B probably on there he is, and JC Dynasty.
There we go.
I am literally tired from talking the past 2 days. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you do a lot of talking at
A
work.
lot of talking. Oh yeah. Yeah, a little macho man there. But Stevie B, what's going on?
You got that sound bit?
Which one?
Let's talk about that hockey.
Oh yeah, I got you. Let's do that hockey. Here we go.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Well, we're back. We're back in hockey season. It's been a crazy hockey season for the Blackhawks. It's been exciting. It's been great to watch. I know we haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I wanted to get them started before we started talking and being, puckheads. I did really wanted to talk about, let them get their groove in. They're 8 games in?
Yeah. So they opened the season against the Florida Panthers. Their opening Stanley Cup championship ceremony. For us to score first, and then they score. It was back and forth. We lost 3-2. Go to Boston, lost 4-3. Montreal 3-2. Then we go to Utah and beat Tusky, their new mascot.
Yeah, the Mammoths.
3-1. Then we go to St. Louis and beat them 8-3. We lose to Vancouver at home on Friday.
There's a lot of fights that one.
Yeah. And then last night in Anaheim, we in Chicago against Anaheim, we won 2-1. So all these are close games. We're not out of it. Not one bit.
This is exactly what you want. You want the young kids to start maturing and playing together. Again, we have a lot of teams in Chicago that are going through rebuilds. And, when these kids start getting drafted, start playing together for year after year. What is this, Bedard's third year now?
Yeah, this is third year.
Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, like we talked about it when their season was ending, was what they needed to acquire some defensemen to be able to protect Bedard. You need a Bufflin dude that's going to make sure that your number one guy is not getting smashed all over the ice. And then also to help out the defense, because they were getting, they were allowing 6-7 goals a game last season, and it was bad.
Yeah, Spencer Knight did not have any help, but I do have some stuff to talk about with him. Yep. But before we get started, Nick Falagio is back. He missed last week because his daughter had heart surgery. Oh, wow. She's 12 years old, so she's doing well. He talked about how the community for the NHL reached out to him and all the players, and his second family was there, and they knew his daughter because I think she was always around the facility and stuff like that. So it was good for that. And then, he felt over, like, even when he would run into fans, they would say, hey, good luck to your daughter. And, so it was very kind. But I do want to talk about Sunday's game because it was impressive, even though it was close and fun. Nazar at Night continued to build on their promise to start for the 2025-2026 season. Nazar scored the Blackhawks' lone regulation goal and carried some of the two-way responsibility that left behind on the injured Jason Dickerson. Knight again was nearly unbeatable in the net. He stopped 38 of 39 shots. That plus Ryan Danto overtime game-winning goal, which lifted the Blackhawks to a 2-1 victory to the Anaheim Ducks. Also, that was the first time since Joe Quenneville had been to United Center since that story broke with the allegations of abuse of underage kid. So this is the 5th time in this season Knight went beyond just to give the Blackhawks a chance, putting them in a position to win. For the season, he made over 148 saves on 158 shots. With Sunday's performance, he raised a save percentage of .937 for the season. So we're seeing the defense back this kid up. You know, he came from the Florida Panthers last season. He's been a great stud this whole time. So we did get defender. We got one defender in the draft this season, picked a couple players up, and, you know, it's overall paying off, right? At the end, it came through around. It was a 3-versus-1. Missed shot, went around the puck, and then what was it? Watt Kaser emerged on the play to the right flank. Kaser shot it on the cornerback, and Nazar was in a perfect position to knock the puck into the net on the left side. So that's how they won. And, you know, you're seeing this team have a fight in them. They're always competitive. You know, lately they've been scoring first. So, I mean, that's great that they score first. They just need to play more defense. But I think every single week, like how we're talking about the Bears, they're getting better. They're understanding what they're supposed to be doing on defense and the speed that they're getting across to attack them on, you know, a power play or anything like that. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is going to be a team that's going to be up and coming. Are they competing for the Stanley Cup this year? No.
I would like to have Blackhawk playoff. Right. This season,
if they continue to play well, they can sneak into the playoffs. That would be my point. But I mean, they're not the Panthers. They're not the Vegas Knights. They're not, who else is good? Edmonton or
what Big Z is trying to say is they are not contenders for the Stanley Cup.
No. And I'm not saying that they're going to win the Stanley Cup, but I'm saying, if you guys agree or not, the Blackhawks organization, each time they said we're doing a rebuild, it's taken them, 3 years since they got the first pick from Bedard? Slowly, each year, they're getting somewhat better. They're adding pieces to make their team a little bit better, whether it's getting Spencer Knight kind of at the midseason of last year, and then now you're getting more players in the defense, more wings that they did this season. So they're slowly building up. Now, it's hard to do that in hockey because you need multiple players, and you can't do it all in 1 year. So your
cap is a little harder in the
right. So you're growing these kids. You're making them understand what to do. The communication. Nick Falagio is a great leader in the locker room. He's teaching these kids what to do, guide them, and it's been paying off as you see them all on the ice. Communicating, understanding the plays. So I'm excited to see this team. Now, if they get middle of the pack, that'd be cool. If they end up at the bottom, but I still like to see Blackhawk hockey, because it's nice to see. City's also excited, and it's a big hockey team when they're winning. Yeah,
I'm looking for them to get over the 30 win mark because the last 2 years was 23 and then 25, and then they've had done their third coach now in 2 years. So there's a lot of changes. So they're
3-2-2 right now. Yeah. So, we're above 500 right now, which is shocking to say. But
3-2-2. So 3 wins, 2 losses,
and 2 overtime losses.
Yeah,
2 overtime losses. That's what that is. So
yeah.
So you put a different column for that now.
Yes.
Yeah, they do that.
It used to be just win, losses, and ties. Okay.
I mean, if you want to say just 3-2, that's fine because some of them are overtime. There are still losses, but I think this team is.
You already said they lost twice, so why do you got to put the OL on there? The overtime loss. What's with the asterisks about it?
I don't know. I don't ask questions, but
a lot of times hockey also.
JC, you should know. You talk to the Canadians.
Hockey also deals with points. You know what I mean? So it has to do with points. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like soccer. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, and for them to beat St. Louis 8-2 on that Friday game, I thought it was awesome. I just got CSN for Blackhawks, so now I can watch the games.
So you just got it for one team?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get it for the
Bulls?
Well, if I do that, then I also get the White Sox stuff, but I don't really I gotta support another team with that package.
God, get on.
No, I'm gonna get it this week. I'm gonna get it before Thursday. So, because they play on Thursday. But going on to the opposite side of the court, Chicago Bulls. Injury prone, man. Injuries kill our team. Guard Kobe White will miss at least 2 more weeks, including Wednesday's regular season opener against the Detroit Pistons, as he continues to ramp up basketball activities following up as right calf strain. The team announced today. So that leaves us, we got tons of shooting guards, point guards, doesn't really matter. I hope he gets better, but it's with him on the floor, it's great. White has missed all the preseason after injury in his calf during the offseason workout in August, but he practices this past Saturday for the first time since the start of training camp. The team previously said that they expect White to be ready for the start of the year, but White told reporters after practice over the weekend that he still needs some conditioning.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm okay with that. Totally fine. But in his absence, the Bulls start both Trey Jones and Ayo Dosunmu in the backcourt during this preseason. So I think that's what's going to be the starting 2 for the Chicago Bulls for their top 5. The one shock that I thought that they were going to give this kid a chance, the Chicago Bulls announced today that the team has waived guard Yuki Yakumura.
Oh, yeah. That's the one you were talking about? I mean, I kind of figured he's 5'8". They were trying to see if they can get the Jeremy Lin effect, and apparently now you understand why he's a G League player.
I mean, he averaged 3 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in 10 minutes through 2 games for the Bulls.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to see him get a shot. I don't know. I like the underdog story, but it is what it is.
You can sign with a minor league team, and that's not going to be a problem. I thought you were going to talk about McClurg on how he got signed and then cut out after 3 hours.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There was that too. So you beat me to that point. But I did want to bring up this guy that we know when we talk about. JC likes bringing him up, and so do I. Patrick Williams, seeking health consistency. He said, I never want to have any excuses. This guy, he
whole career has been an excuse.
I understand that, and I somewhat agree with that because he gets injury prone, and he doesn't really shoot well. I mean, he does in certain days, and then maybe it's injuries, but I get it. I want him to.
We spent a very high draft pick on him. He has never panned out.
No, he was a 6th man in Florida. And
I don't know who the scouting team is for the Bulls, but they all should be laid off and fired.
Because I mean, pretty much everyone he have on the team besides Buzelis is, I think, could be in the All-Star game this year. I'd like him to be again. Well, he wasn't in last year's. I can't remember.
He was in a Futures game.
If he could do the dunk stuff this year, that'd be awesome to have at least someone in the All-Star game, because I don't think no one else is going to be in the All-Star game for us at all.
Maybe Giddey. And if Kobe White can light up from behind the 3-point arc, he can end up there. Other than that, no. And okay, there's a possibility if 1 of 3 get in there. And just looking at the roster, I'm like, what is the GM and the president or whoever they are? Because you never see them. They're like the Wizard of Oz in a tower, and you don't know them. You just hear them. Oh, don't look over here. Josh Giddey, gonna be a stud. Buzelis can be a stud if he continues to show growth. Kobe White's a stud, but we got to see him grow a little bit more, right? There's been a couple things we mentioned last season. So Vucevic should be traded as soon as possible. I love Vuce, but he should be going to a contender that helped them win, and he really has no point of being with us. Noah Sungay, you have Ayo. Ayo, I feel like doesn't get enough playing time, in my opinion. And then you have another shooting guard in Isaac Okoro. You have Dalen Terry, who I don't know what they're doing with it, because they send him up, they send him down. You got another point guard, Javon Carter, from the area, from just outside Chicago. Stop getting playing time. Emmanuel Miller, power forward from Canada. Julian Phillips, they love him because he could jump out the gym, but if you can't hit a jump shot, what good are you? Trenton Flowers, we'll see what that is. But again, Trey Jones, good dog on the court, love it. Jalen Smith, I'm not sure how that's going to pan out at center. Patrick Williams is just a bust, and Zach Collins is I think is going to be a good player for us. I don't know what direction this organization is going.
And
now it's going to be 41 and 41.
Absolutely. And they're always consistent. And this is why we talk about it. We didn't go to any Bulls games last season. I did one because they were free. Okay.
No.
I am not going to spend my money going there. Now, will we spend money to go see the Blackhawks? Absolutely. They know what they're doing. You see
yearly trip.
You see the projection of the Blackhawks moving forward. The Bulls, you're seeing the same 500 team every single year, and too many shooting guards and point guards more than anything. There's no big guy in there.
I mean, the draft of Noah Sungay is a power forward. Other than that, Patrick Williams, who's not really a power forward because he can't rebound.
No.
How are you like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", and can't get rebound? You should be getting 15 rebounds a game.
Absolutely.
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know how much more I could stay involved. I'll definitely watch the games, but I don't have any really good hope for this team. I mean, I feel like we're just a little bit above Sacramento and their team because they're also like filled with just regular players. Levine, DeMar.
Yeah, they have our old team. They have our old
they have our old team.
Trade Vooch over there. Why not?
Yeah, why not? They'll take anyone. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But we talked about this last year on what teams we see in the up and coming trajectory. Out of all our teams here, I'm still going to put the Blackhawks number one because they're going the right direction. Bears, I'd say they're on the uprise, right? We're seeing them going up too. I can't say the Cubs are going anywhere because the money pockets look a little light.
I think he made that trade knowing. I didn't want to jump into baseball, but but I'm just saying, like you see it, then you could put the White Sox, and then you could put the Bulls at the bottom. First of all, you got to put the Fire above the Bulls and the White Sox because they're in the playoffs.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So there you go.
On Wednesday versus Orlando in the playoffs. So. And then they knocked out Messi and then the Miami, International Miami, whatever they call it, Inter Miami. They knocked them out from being into the playoffs and got in. So let's not, leave.
I forgot about them, but yes,
we'll leave the little stepbrother out of the conversation because the Fire have won a championship before and they have been good before, and they are building, on the 78. They're gonna get that nice, beautiful stadium. Once they are at that stadium at the 78,
we will be there. We will be there.
I will be a season ticket holder again. I will come back.
You had a lot of fun when you were over in not Berwyn, Bridgeview. There you go.
Yeah. That was great.
You had a lot of fun. Everyone knew your name, and you knew everyone's name over there.
Well, no, we had a nice community of like maybe 30 or 40 of us that would get there and pregame together. Like everyone, it was a community. We all brought stuff, whether it's food or booze or, cutlery or whatever. Plates and forks and all that stuff. I'm really tired.
You left there feeling pretty good, didn't you? I mean, walking in, you felt great.
Yeah, it's a 90-minute game. What are you talking about? There was more partying than there was a game. So it was definitely a great time. Definitely a great time.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, Chicago Fire, Blackhawks. You could put the Cubs there ish. I would say also tied with the White Sox and trying to be contenders ish. Bulls and then Chicago Sky. So. We'll see how that goes, but we'll see how the football season goes and hockey, and it's always great because at the end of the football season, then you still have hockey playoffs, and then you got the NBA playoffs. But we know we're not going to be in the playoffs for basketball, so
not at all.
We have that to look forward to. But other than that, keep watching the Blackhawks, support them. Go to a game, check it out. I have fun. I blend in. I feel great. I blend in with the community of hockey fans.
I got that.
Yeah. Other than that, just enjoy yourselves. Get the patch to put on your jersey. I wait to go get the 100-year patch. I think that's really cool what they've been also doing for the 100 years there in the stadium, which has been great. I've seen some TikTok stuff like that. JC, we got to go, man. Oh, and
I was looking up.
tickets right now.
Yeah, I was looking up tickets earlier, and it kind of like for my schedule, like it's like November 11th might be like the
Also,
because they have a home like away game stretch there in like late October.
okay.
So
Also,
early November's.
Also, JC and me were texting yesterday about Wicked Christmas. We need to go see Yellow Card and Third Eye Blind.
I have contacted my guy, and I'm working on it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the rest of the card, like for that concert series, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
There's another announcement that the Salt Shed is buying a 5-acre property next door to the Salt Shed.
Yeah, that land
that
that
will
was.
create a second music venue.
Yeah. So more traffic in my neighborhood. Great, thanks.
Is it really though?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to cross that bridge though. It's a little further down. I'd say the United Center is closer to you than.
Oh, United States.
Salt Shed.
United States is 8 blocks from
You
me.
know? Yeah. You could walk over there and no problem.
Yeah, definitely no problem.
So,
yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty much for Madhouse and Madison.
The Madhouse on Madison report with Stevie B. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's got his own segment now.
I'm moving on up. Yeah, I know this is Bears heavy, but
yeah, it's Bear season and everything else.
Yeah,
take backseat until free agency.
If the Blackhawks start playing well, and the young guys start playing well, look, I'm all for it. I love hockey.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is just it's the past 3 years since they announced the rebuild. It's been hard to watch because it's just they go out there and beat 5-1.
Watch bad hockey because at the end of the day, there's a lot of action.
Well, you watch bad hockey because the White Sox are bad too, so you're used to just bad.
First of all,
the problem is like, how do you watch them?
You lost 2 bets, sir. So be quiet on baseball.
The problem is like how you got to pay for it to watch them, and then
we know how to get around that, JC.
The ticket prices also don't reflect how bad they were for those couple of years. Yeah. Like the tickets were still like the Stanley Cup prices.
Yeah,
and it's like no, like when you have a bad team, when you have a bad product, the ticket prices need to reflect like.
But you know when that's going to happen when people stop going.
Right. So the ticket price need to be closer to
jam-packed, no matter what. Same thing with the Cubs, right? It's going to be jam-packed when it's nice weather. It's a destination place. It's a historical landmark. So people are flying in to Chicago like, oh, I want to go to Wrigley. I get it.
Friday 120 game on a weekend. Start the weekend that way. Yeah,
I can't. Wrong with that?
I know. I can't argue with you. I agree with you.
It's great, and that's why those prices will never go down until they start losing and no one goes.
But we can't do that.
Me and Steve went to a game earlier in the season, and we got tickets for not a terrible price.
It was like $30 or like, right? Yeah, $35.
The drinks were more expensive than the tickets.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're covered by wild nature. Tons of bees and pigeons everywhere. So,
your favorite, Steven.
Yeah, I hate both of them. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, boys. I think we're good here. We'll let everyone go.
Are we wrestling right now? Or?
You want to wrestle a little bit, man? You
want to?
You guys talk wrestling. Let's hear.
Well, if you want to talk wrestling, if you did not watch WWE, what was it? The Crown Jewel in Perth, John Cena stole the show with AJ Styles. There was no build-up. There was no need for it because they've wrestled forever for the last 10 years against each other. And it was an amazing match with tons of callbacks to people they've wrestled who they're not going to be able to wrestle. And John Cena even did a tribute to Bray Wyatt, to Randy Orton. There was a bunch of them. Definitely go watch that match.
Jericho, Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, there were callbacks and tributes to.
So John Cena was doing callbacks to his WWE guys, and then AJ, who came out in his TNA gear from like when he first started, and then he did callbacks to Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels and the guy from Beer Money. I forget his name. James Storm, I think. And yeah, it is a phenomenal match. and it didn't need any build up. John Cena's got 4 more dates: Survivor Series, Saturday Night Main Event, and I think there's 2 Raws in there. So
yeah, which I'm hearing the final match. I'm not too happy about what I'm hearing. I don't know if the rumors are true, but I mean, if his final match is like going to be against Gunther,
that's gonna be that. Please don't let him. Don't. John should be able to pick the next 4 opponents, and in my opinion, he should fight Dominic Mysterio, win the belt, and go home with that one. Because I don't think he's won that Intercontinental belt yet. I think that's what he's missing for the Triple Crown, or whatever they're calling it.
Whatever John wants, John should get. Okay.
They're saying that John is going to beat Mysterio for the Intercontinental so he can be the Triple Crown, but then the last match he ever wrestles, he will drop the belt to Gunther. And it's just like, and it's one of those where it's like, why?
I don't like Gunther. I mean, he's a good wrestler as far as being a big goof that is legitimate and can beat someone up, but he's got personality of a fucking 2x4.
His name's Gunther?
Yeah, well, he used to be called something else. I forgot what his first name.
Who the hell wants to name themselves Gunther?
Well, yeah, like a German. Yeah.
Well, John Cena could do whatever he wants because he had a fantastic final, in my opinion, for Peacemaker. Okay, so all you nerds that say it wasn't great, it set it up. Of course, it's gonna set shit up for whatever happens.
Well,
God, you guys are idiots.
Yeah, it's gonna lead to the other movies.
Yeah,
in the movies now. Yeah,
and it could be called Chessmate, and it'll still have Peacemaker in it, but just won't be just about him. Everyone's gonna come back. Just just nerds are just nerding it up.
Cena killed it in Peacemaker.
Absolutely, he did. His acting is so much more better than his wrestling, but I don't know.
I can see that.
I like him in his acting. I don't, but as long as he does this, right? Does he still do?
Yeah.
And the whole thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Oh, JC, who are you calling for his last match then?
I mean, with Edge stepping away from like W, like I was thinking like they were going to bring him in.
I don't think he stepped away. I think last year he signed. He said he had like 18 months left on his contract, and he got hurt. So when you get hurt, your contract gets extended by how much time you got hurt. So
yeah, no, I understand that.
He gets released, quote unquote, or is given permission, Edge would be the perfect opponent to finish the story of John Cena.
I would love it personally, but
they had a great feud.
And like I said, I don't know if AEW and WWE can come to an agreement. Hey, look, like we really want to finish, like out of respect for John, for everything he's done for the sport.
Exactly.
Can we work out a deal, to have Edge come in and, one last match? I don't know that that'll happen. But
I mean, if it was Vince McMahon, I'd tell you no way in hell. But with Nick Khan and Triple H at the helm, there's been a lot of surprises, a lot of movement. When it comes to the wrestling side. Now, we're not talking about the TKO business side. We're talking about the wrestling side of the business. So, in my opinion, could it happen? Yes. Would I love it to happen? Hell yes. But if you're looking at that, again, I'd be happy with Rey Mysterio because it's also paying it forward to the next guy who's going to be taking over. I don't want it to be,
you're saying Rey or Rey
Mysterio Jr. Rey Mysterio Jr. I'm sorry, Dominic Mysterio. Definitely should be the last match, and because he's there, and the fact that you're just keeping him in judgment.
I know that like Dominic gets a lot of heat, and he's good from like that aspect of getting the heat. I just don't know that he's that good a wrestler. Like, and I feel like he's improved, but it's one of those where it's just like, and again, this is where like I keep looking at the roster of like the WWE. And it's just like, other than your Seth, Seth
is out. He messed up his arm or shoulder. He's gonna have surgery. So he's gonna be out for like a year. You have
I heard that about his knee too, which was
Oh no, that was the ruse. That was the ruse of a century. Like he got everybody. He went on the Rich Eisen show. He went on ESPN and he sold it. His wife was filming it. She didn't even know. Like it was the ruse of a century. So, congratulations to Seth Rollins for doing that. But is he going to do that twice? I don't know.
I don't know. But again, going down the roster, you sit there and just look, and like I said, where the roster we grew up with was just like
we were
superstar after superstar after superstar. You look at the roster today, and you go like, okay, like who?
It's very top heavy right now, and they're not cultivating the talent. I mean, Breaker.
Unless like you're gonna give like Braun Breaker a chance, like
that's already been happening in the last couple of shows.
Like I said, we've talked about LA Knight a few times.
LA Knight should have been a champion a long time ago, and then he's gonna with Seth being out and having to relinquish the belt. It's gonna be LA Knight versus CM Punk for the belt.
Yeah, because like I was watching like one of those YouTube things where it was the guy interviewing like Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph was basically he basically said like, after the Goldberg match, like it's like, what am I doing in, like I can go anywhere and be a superstar, but like here in the WWE, like I get pushed down. And to me, like Ziggler was one of the best, like
Ziggler was one of my favorites
at selling moves, at like putting guys over, at like making his opponents look fantastic.
And that's why, because he was so giving. He has the same problem that Natalia Neidhart is. They're so good at being the in-ring leader and calling the match and protecting the other wrestler and being so good at selling, so good at being what do you call it, a mentor. That's where they keep them, and that's what the vision is. Dolph Ziggler, I know he won 2 championships as far as like heavyweight championships, but at the same time, he was put in it was like an 80-something losing streak.
Yeah,
80-something losing streak. It was incredible.
But like where we're talking about Natty, and then it's like, but then you're pushing Nia Jax, who can't wrestle for her life, and it's like, what are we doing?
It's because she has like the look.
I like the female wrestlers though, if that counts.
Rhea Ripley just broke her nose. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, she was
it on purpose or was it scripted?
No, it was in a match. It was an accident. Like you can see her nose is like really fucked up.
It's like twice the size of normal.
Yeah. Oh no, but I think there's a lot more talent and a lot more cultivating stories, matches with the girls, with the ladies, right now than there is with the men.
Are we gonna get any spin-off series? I'm just making conversation. I really don't know shit.
Talking about us doing a wrestling podcast. I don't have the time. I would love to do a wrestling podcast. I just don't have the time.
You have the time, just not to sleep.
I'm already teaching 7 classes. I should be teaching 5, and I'm coaching bowling starting at the end of the month.
When you do all these extra activities, do you get paid?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, don't bitch about it. Just do it. See, if I was doing a wrestling podcast, I would have everyone just ask me questions, and I would be like, "Oh, that's interesting. Why do you feel that way?" And then have them talk about it and have fans do it, and then that would be a whole show because you're getting like people to come in and discuss that, to each other, and that'd be hilarious.
Right, I got a comment in here.
Yeah.
Oh, Kodak Edge, what's going on? Thanks for chiming in. Hope you've been enjoying the show. We're talking wrestling at the end. This usually happens. JC baits me into talking to wrestling.
Well, it's just an interesting, like you said, we actually get some pop with our views.
Look at you using wrestling terms, pop.
Now, would you say that John Cena has about, look at me, guys, 6-7 wins? Let me skip the Riddler.
Can we mute him for mute him? Yeah.
Why? For about 6-7 minutes? 6-7?
You are absolutely correct on that.
Your boy, look at that. There's old buttons on here.
Yeah, I know. You got about 6-7 buttons on there, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh God, it's good to be youthful in this world. I tell you,
Ain't you turning 40?
Hell no.
I am.
Well, JC, you look young as an ox, man.
Yeah. Tell that's my almost fully grayed out beard.
Color it.
I was looking at some old photos the other day, and I was like, damn, my beard is so gray now.
Yeah, I did that too. I was looking for some stuff I have to.
Did it used to
upload
look
at work.
like this, nice and
Well,
colored?
it's like I'm looking at it right now, and there's like a black spot like right here, and then like everything else is gray as can be.
I got about 6-7 more years, until it turns gray.
On that note, all right.
I cannot wait for your birthday because that nut shot is coming.
Oh yeah, we're filming that though.
Hey, hold on. You gave me one already. So that at output, you hugged me and then tapped me.
Oh, not me.
That was
No,
just
JC
love
did.
tap. That was just a love tap.
It still hurt.
That was not a full fledged tap.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're filming that. Thank you to our listeners, our watchers, our subscribers, our supporters. Thank you for sticking with us for 270 episodes. That's more. It's way more than that.
Wait till we get to 300.
It's happening. It's happening. So, and the thing is, if I would put the pre, half, and post game show, it would definitely be past 300 already. But everyone, thank you for supporting 270 episodes of that. Check us out on social media. All the way down here. Yep. Check those out. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, the Spotify, the iTunes. Check us out on our socials. You can interact with us. We're very sociable. So go ahead and do that. Again, we'll be at Output in Berwyn, 3250 Grove Avenue. 11 o'clock is the call time for the live podcast. I think they open at 10:30, I believe. But either way, come in early. We'll be there. We'll be setting up. And we'll have new merch that's available. We have shot glasses. We have rock glasses. We have
Bottle openers, t-shirts,
yeah. Hats, yeah. The
pint
hats.
glass, rock glass, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Steven shows up this time and can sell the merch.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be selling merch on Saturday. So I will sell more Normal Weekend t-shirts. Tomorrow it's looking like 7:30 for Normal Weekend episode. Me and Sean. You're gonna find out what a lot happened to Sean the last 2 weeks when he was in Paris. You'll see his face when it comes back.
Man, you gave it away. You gave it away.
It don't matter what happens to his face. Something happened.
Yeah.
But we don't know what yet. So stay tuned. 7:30 Central Standard Time. We'll be here in studio.
And you shaved his eyebrows.
He got a sex change.
Whoa. He wants to transfer that. All right.
Je commence. Yeah.
Did he go to Turkey to get hair plugs?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Whoa.
Everything.
Yeah. All right. For Ivan, Stevie B, JC, and myself, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time, which is going to be this Sunday, and then we'll do another Monday show. We got a lot of content coming out, which is great. So until then, be good to each other and for the love of sports.